Hello, friends. This is David Bedrick, and welcome to Unshamed Live TV. I'll wait till a few friends show up, followers show up, peers, colleagues. Hey, friends. Just saying hello. There she are. Katie, Beautiful Art. Yeah, you can request to come on, to be invited, and we'll invite you in a moment, and we'll give people a couple of moments to gather, and just another moment actually. And oh great, I see the request. Okay, you did it. Thank you so much. Yeah, good to see you all. Some of you, I wish I could get a show of hands, but I don't know how to do that on this phone, or does it do that? This is Unshamed TV Live. It's a show I've been wanting to do and have done, not religiously, I was going to say. I like that word, religiously. It should be a ritual of a kind. But I've skipped some months, and I've tried to do 2 a month for a while. The goal is to offer, without financial cost, access to the way I process, unfold, facilitate, work with psychologically people's sufferings and difficulties. Unshaming, I'm going to say a minute about that. Unshaming is an incredibly radical orientation, because unshaming is not only freeing ourselves from shame, the feeling that people associate with shame, but unshaming is a way of looking at ourselves that does not pathologize, does not look at your difficulties as a problem to solve, but as a seed that can flower into something. That sounds good to many people, but let me tell you how radical it is. How often do you have a difficulty and think, oh, I wonder what's wanting to happen in my life. I wonder what's arising. I wonder what's unfolding or flowering. If you're up at night, don't you think, how do I get to sleep? And if you have freeze responses connected to your trauma, don't you think I should work on my trauma? I'm going fast. Don't you think I should work on my trauma so that I can be chilled out and regulated? And when you are angry, don't you think, why am I so angry? How should I undo that? I gotta chill myself out, as opposed to, where does this anger belong? This is a beautiful thing in myself. I wonder if I grew it and put the fire flame higher, what would come? Or if you're depressed, how many of you would look at that and say, ooh, what happens if I went lower? I wonder where that would take me, under the earth? Or if I procrastinate, I wonder if I really decided not to do the thing I think I should do. Who in me would not do that? I wonder what intelligence they have. Can you follow the orientation of unshaming? It does not think what's wrong with you. How do you look into that and figure that out so that you can get rid of that symptom, right? That's the allopathic way. I have a headache. Give me a pill. Give me a method. Give me a supplement. Do something to take it away. And unshaming is the opposite. It says things are there for reasons, and they are meant to be you. In fact, they are part of you. Okay, so Unshamed TV Live means that I invite somebody on to the show, and my producer and friend, Kieran Friesen, she vets the person to make sure that they understand this is not going to be a long-term therapy project. It's just going to be, I'm still racing. It's just going to be a single session of time, and make sure that that person's okay with that. They know it's going to be live on IG. I almost never know these people. I've never interact with them. I never have worked with them. I haven't figured something out ahead of time. It's my goal just to be here and do what I call unshaming, meaning look at a person's experience, believe in it, and see what grows. So I'm going to invite somebody on who is okayed. I've already said, yes, I would like to be part of this. And that's Katie. 30 minutes, and then maybe we'll chat, and if people have questions, that'll be great. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. If you have friends that you think would be interested, share once the video is live, share it with them. and that would be great. Okay, Katie, I'm seeing something coming on, but there's a dark something. Is there something in front of your phone?
Sorry, I'm trying to work out how to change the orientation.
Okay.
There we
There
go.
you are.
Hi.
There you are. Okay, I'm just gonna move my thing up a little bit so that I can, so that I'm not headless. Although headless could be okay for a change, you know. Who needs a head? Actually, I like my head. You have a nice head too, for that matter.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, that should be pretty good. Katie, we've interacted probably on Instagram, but we never sat together, I know. Yeah.
I did your workshop on addictions several months back.
Oh, oh, great. Okay. Did I see you there? Did we chat there for a moment?
Very briefly, for maybe 30 seconds or
Okay.
so. I
Okay.
just asked you a quick.
Okay, that's good. What did you ask me?
I think it was about how once you discover the sort of underlying drive behind an addiction, you know, how to go about meeting it in healthier ways. So yeah.
Cool. Cool. Well, you know that
Oh,
you know this is live, and you've talked to Kieran just to make sure
yeah.
got a full consent here. And then we're gonna chat. I'm a teacher at heart. So that means that I'll probably talk to you about what I'm seeing and learning. Like some therapists would just sit there and do their thing. That's fine. But especially because we're in public, I'll be talking to you and to others. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm seeing, right? So it looks a little different than me just being the facilitator, because I'm having a teaching agenda, and I really like to do that anyway. And then sometimes I'll look down like this, and that's not only to show my thinning hair, 68 years old, but it's because I'm taking notes. I'm a big note taker. I like to remember certain things. So what's on your mind? What can we help you with?
I do struggle a lot with freeze.
Okay.
And I was talking to Kieran about the wanting to sort of go out into the world, make connections, live my life, but I feel very much safer at home, and I don't want to waste my life, you know, just in my little box.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
I just think a place where I could feel safe, just out and about with new people, but that's been hard.
Right. You're saying there's something like a freeze that's connected to a trauma, which we could go into if that's the best place to go. There's a sense of safety that makes sense that would go with that. I'm safe at home. How do I feel safer out into the world? If I were safer, I could go into the world. And then there's something like a criticism. You should wait, don't waste your life. You're wasting your life. And you're smiling. So all those things are important to me. Just to understand you, I'm thinking about where shame might live. Is it okay to want to be safe? What would it be like to really feel safe? Is that criticism intelligent because it's pushing you forward, or is it a little bit hurtful? What does it look like to go out into the world? That's the things I'm thinking about as we speak. Mm-hmm. Let's start here. What's it like to feel safe? When you do feel safe, what's it like?
Um, I could relax enough
Mm-hmm.
and just be. I don't have to worry about other people, or that I can just be.
Yeah, yeah. It's important. What I'm thinking about in terms of unshaming, I always think, what is a person experiencing? What's the sense of safety like in the body? What is it? Yeah, what's it like as an experience, as a somatic experience? And then I think, I wonder what this lack of safety is like. So that I'm taking words that you're giving me, and I'm wondering what's it like, so I get to know more intimately what's happening. There's a safety that has a relax in it. I still don't know all of what it feels like. And then there's a lack of safety. There's a part of you that doesn't feel safe. And when you go out into the world, then you don't feel safe. Let's get to know the lack of safety also. When you feel unsafe, if I say, go into the world, Katie, where does the lack of, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm listening.
That's okay. I'm on edge. My muscles are
Right,
tense, especially in my shoulder and my neck and my jaw.
right,
I, yeah, I'm on edge. I think there's some hypervigilance. I'm looking for what could go
right.
wrong.
That's important. And many people, counselors or psychological orientations would say, let me help you feel safer so that the tension goes away and your shoulder and your neck and your jaw would relax, and then you wouldn't be hypervigilant and your life would be better. That sounds good. Here's a pill. And take does all that, I
Yeah,
would say take the pill, right?
magic pill. Yes, please.
Right. If as long as it wasn't a hurtful pill, right? If it was like a yummy piece of broccoli that did all that, that would be fine, or whatever you eat. But we're going to assume, because of unshaming, that this tension in the shoulders, neck, and jaw might need to be known more before we relieve it, take on an intervention that is oriented towards getting it to go away. That's typical healing. Hi, I really don't feel good. Can you help me get my headache to go away? Thank you very much. It went away, right? Here's my tension. Can you help it go away? Oh, I feel so much better and safer. Thank you very much. You're a healer, David. But we're going to do something different. We're going to assume that your body is smart. It's not having symptoms of unhealth. It's having responses of energies that it needs that are living inside of you. So that's the idea. Let's take a moment, if you can, and feel that tension. Just feel it in the body. Yeah, your eyes are closing. That's good. And that means you're going inside to feel. And that's always a good sign. It's in your shoulders and your neck and your jaw. You see you lift up your shoulder there just for a moment, or it's staying there maybe.
I I I want to hide.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. How would you? Yeah, go ahead. You're doing this. You're lifting your shoulder. You're trying to hide, but in an interesting way. Go ahead. See, some people would hide like this. I'm saying this to everybody. Some people say, I want to hide, and they would go like this. That would be good. Good or not, that would be their hiding. And some people would hide by just blocking the screen. Now you can't see me, so I'm hiding. Or I'm going to go under this desk. But some people would hide by the way you're lifting your shoulders up and arms. So this is what, as unshaming person, I think everything the person does is intelligent. She's not only putting her hands up like this, that's, I can see the hiding impulse, but keep on doing that with your shoulders and hands, and your head looks like it would go down into that. Is that right?
Mm.
Go ahead and hide even a little bit more. Why are we saying this? We want to hurt. Doesn't she want to? Yeah. Doesn't she want to come out of hiding? Well, I don't know. First, her body hides. Before I think, get her out of that, let's help her get into it so we know it. I love those hands up on your head. And now your sweatshirt is covering your face, so I can't see your face. Yeah, go back in there. Yeah, we don't want her to come out. She wants to come out into the world. We want to help her do that. But first, we have to understand what's so good about this, what's so intelligent about this. I love that those hands are up there and your shoulders are up. And if you can drop your shoulders just for a moment. And then I want you to, in a moment, I want you to raise them slowly and see what your body, just study your body. Dear shoulders, please go up, go back up the way they were, and just enjoy that as if your body knows that your hiding needs up shoulders. And if you want, you can put them down again. and then pull them up. And the hands like that. Stay in there for a little longer, and then lift your shoulders up again. And the head's down. That's very important. Why? I don't know yet, because that's what Katie's doing, and your hands are there. Now, can you take your hands away for just a second or two? And now slowly put your hands back onto your head and feel what feels good about that. Why am I saying this, everybody? Because her body is doing something very specific. And I want to make sure that I'm listening, not just to her words. How do I go out into the world? I want to listen to her body, and her body is showing me with its hand movements. That's a somatic expression. Our hands and shoulders are doing things. What's so good about having your hands and shoulders up like that? Can you tell yet? You may not know.
I feel like I am protected, like I'm safer that way.
Great, great. Right. That's important to me, because I could become safer by hiding only, but you're hiding and protecting. Is that okay? I learned that, because hiding could have been like, I'm hidden, right? But I'm not also protected. But this hides me and puts up something. It puts up shoulders and hands. So that's important to me. So I just learned something. Hiding is not the only thing that happens. Some kind of protective energy response lives in Katie. That's exciting to me. You're looking up and you're thinking,
It's like a physical barrier between me and whatever I might be scared of, or whether that is a person or what have you.
Yeah. Go ahead and now put up your physical barrier again intentionally. Make a physical barrier. The hands and the forearms and the shoulders. I'm saying that, everybody, because what Katie is the barrier Katie is showing me physically, right, somatically, is hands, forearms, and shoulders. I'm not just seeing a hidden person. I'm seeing a person behind this energy. Yeah. Shoot. And you took a break for a second. How come you stopped?
Because it's quite taxing to hold myself like that. Um, I was very nervous when to come on live. I could feel my stomach going.
Yeah.
And I think I felt a lot of that tension just go.
Beautiful. Let's do it again, but don't tax yourself. Put your hands up in this sort of, and can you feel your forearms?
Yes, and I've just kind of instinctively made a fist inside
I
my
see.
jumper.
We didn't see the fists were hidden, but she has them. Isn't that interesting, everybody? There's a person who's scared of certain, feels unsafe and wants to hide, but she's also a person who has fists, forearms, and shoulders, and a protective barrier. Isn't that amazing? She knows how to make a barrier. Her body knows how to make a barrier. I'm not only like, I'm unsafe. I'm like, yes, and I also have a barrier and fist, by the way. Yeah, I love that. Let's go back to those hands, because we're playful. We're playing with them. And just enjoy them. Forget about what they mean and what we're trying to work on. Let those fists do their thing. Enjoy them like they belong, and let them be free. Yeah, they're knocking each other. They're rubbing, and then they do keep going with them, and let them do what they would do. Yeah, let them do like that. Yeah. And forget about your fear at the moment. That's also there. Let's just stay with you. You understand? Now we know that a part of her feels unsafe. That's important. But we also know in that unsafety, everybody, lives this one, this woman, or non-binary person. I'm not sure what her, their
Female.
female. Okay, good.
Yeah,
I, I,
she, her.
I have a student who taught me by me making too many mistakes. Don't assume, David. So I'm trying to like wake up about that. So okay, let's go back to that. Go back to those fists that you're playing with. Remember, they started like moving around a little bit in front of you, like that. And start to enjoy that. And let your body move a little bit, like your shoulders and neck move freely, like they belong to those hands. There's a part of you that feels unsafe. We're caring about her, but she's to the side right now. We're going to talk to her in a minute, but right now we're getting the protector. We're meeting the protector of her. You already know what it's like to be unsafe because you describe it well, but you may not know what it's like to be the protector of her. No, you don't. Go ahead and let your shoulders move like you're a person who has these fists. Like we're playing, like we're two kids kind of going, let's see those fists. Yeah, let's see those. How would you do it?
One thing I've just noticed is that I I feel more comfortable when I look down and I don't look at my fists. Like I I do struggle to protect myself,
Yeah,
um, to embody
yes,
that.
yeah. I missed something. I'm sorry. You said when you look, what happens when you look down?
I noticed that while I was moving my fists, I was
Gotcha.
looking down, like I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to engage with that part of myself.
Very important. Some people, Katie, this is not uncommon, say they feel frightened. And one of the things they're frightened of is the other person or the other energy or system. But sometimes people are also frightened of their own power. I'm scared to be
Yeah.
strong because then I'm going to bump up into things. Then I'm going to meet, then maybe I'll hurt someone. Maybe then I'm going to get into a conflict that's too much for me. I think it's better to just be appeasing. Hi, Katie. I'm a nice guy. I would never hurt anybody. I get like that sometimes. I meet somebody that looks powerful that I don't know, and I get, how like a little animal would kind of like, hi, don't, I'm not threatening. So, I'm just a nice, sweet person because showing our power means I'm going to engage with the world. Some people will meet that power positively by looking up to you, negatively by wanting to knock you down, all those kinds of things. So sometimes the fear is not only the outside, there's scary things on the outside. I'm not denying that at all. But also sometimes we're afraid of being in a more powerful part of ourselves. What does that mean for me? So I'm thinking out loud now about this. You're having a thought.
To to embody that kind of power, it would mean more exposure, more being seen,
Yes.
more opinions,
Yeah.
more potential
Yeah.
attack.
That's right. And somebody says if I came out with more exposure, that's not safe to go out in the world. But then somebody else says, well, I have a way to protect myself in the world. Aha. Now, can you see, Katie? And I want everybody to see this is so important to me. Because if I said, oh, you feel unsafe, relax, let me regulate, let me get you over your freeze response from your trauma, I can help you feel safer in your body, then we never meet the part of you that can protect yourself. And then we miss something. Then she feels safer with me. Well, I'm glad she feels safer with me. But I don't want her only to feel safer with me. I want her to know what resources can Katie draw on to deal with the world that is not only safe. If I say, oh no, the world's really safe, it's just you. It's not just you. There are storms, there are bombs, there are bullets, there are rapists, there are criticizers, there are jealous people. There's a lot of unsafety everywhere also. So I can't make it all safe. I know that. And if I only make you comfortable, that's good. Then you don't learn what you need. You don't, I said that already. You don't connect with the resources that you may need. And that to me is the unshaming way. I'm not trying to make you feel better. I'm trying to help you find what it is that lives in you that's going to help you deal with an unsafe world. And now I'm finding it pretty quickly. Yeah, that's really important to me. Yeah, that touches you, I think. What
Yeah.
say a word or two, and then we'll go. Then we'll do a little bit more.
Okay. Um, yeah, I think I limit myself from standing up for myself because I don't want to be perceived in a certain
Yes.
way. I don't I don't want to be perceived as pushy or obnoxious. Um, and that I do tend to that sort of appeasement
Yeah.
of other people,
Yeah.
and I, I don't want to live my life like that, but that is what feels
I
safe.
understand. It's like natural. Some people say, oh, that's a codependent pattern or some kind of pleasing pattern. And I think, yeah, that's like nature does that. Animals do that. Humans do that. It's not a pathology. It's not some kind of psychological illness. It's natural. And the powers that live in us to deal with things are also natural, but sometimes less known. So some people try to overcome. I'm an appeaser. I'm a pleaser. I'm too codependent. I'm a fawner. I, I, I wince because those words are, I understand why people say those things because it describes a pattern, but it also makes people think they got something wrong with them. I'm a fawn or I have to not fawn. I'm against fawning. You don't have to fight your fawning. You just have to find other parts of yourself that don't fawn. Fawning is not a sickness. It means like, I'm scared. I better act nice. That's normal. It's organic. It's natural. But it's missing other parts of us that one part of me wants to kind of go, ooh, am I doing okay, Katie? And that's sweet, and you might give me a compliment. And then, but I also have other parts of me that are like, I want to teach this thing. I want to come out with that. So there's many aspects to us. So we just need to become more whole. We don't need to be against something. We don't need to label our things and try to overcome them so much. It hurts people to do that. It builds shame. That's my point. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the fighters now. We're going to go a little step further. We're going to use the body. I call it radical soma, not just somatic inner experience, but movement and things like that. Let's go back to that. And you could look down to start, because that's where she starts. And now we're going to experiment with looking up. Don't look up yet, because she's coming out. You see, how do I come out? She says, well, I look down. It feels okay. I'm less in touch with this. But if I look up, I'm going to be more in touch with that. So she's saying to me, I'm going to have to learn to look up and out. If I want to come out into the world, remember that's her agenda. I'm going to have to come up and out. So let's practice that now. Feel that. And don't open your eyes yet, but let your face feel the fist energy. Move those hands again. Enjoy them a little bit. Forget about who Katie is normally. And feel into, connect with this playful or tough or this fighting, fisty energy that lives in you. And when you're ready, look up, but look up from that place. Don't look up as scared Katie at the moment. Look up as like, here I am. I'm like this. Yeah, keep going.
Instantly want to push it away.
I understand. Push it away for a second and then come back. You can go in and out. That's how we learn. Like a little kid, they learn to walk and they fall down and they get up back and they go. So it's a learning spot. You kind of go, whoa, I want to push away, push it away, whoa, come back to it, back and forth. That's how your body says to learn. We trust all of it. Yeah. Try it again. As soon as you feel like you want to push away strongly, stop for a second, take a breath, wait until your hands want to come back again. Get to know yourself. There's no right way to be. It's just being you. Mm-hmm. There he comes. Slowly moving the head up. See how that feels. Stay with the energy. Feel the energy in your neck and in your shoulders again. Let your shoulders help you. They were helping you before. Mm-hmm. Let your jaw, you said there was tension in your jaw. Put a little bit of that tension in your jaw and don't open your eyes yet, but put that energy in your eyes. The same that's in your fists, the same that's in, yeah, she's doing it. Why am I doing that? I'm helping her body learn this energy and educate her. Mm-hmm. And now slowly lift your face up with that face. Yeah, don't even open your eyes yet. Stay like that. And if you were to make a sound, Katie, from this place, what kind of sound would you make?
It's a swear word, so seeing as we're live, I'm gonna just check that.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I want to tell people to go away.
Yeah, like fuck off.
Yeah, yes, fuck off.
That would do it. Good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. You're not, you don't think that's a bad thing to say, just a lot in terms of being live. Yeah.
No, yeah, no, that's one of my favorite words.
Okay.
Like in privacy of my own
Yeah.
home, but obviously I just have to be a bit careful because we're
Yeah.
live.
Okay. I
But
appreciate that. I don't know if that matters. Some people will not like that. Some people will. I don't think it's good or bad. I think it lives in you. It lives in nature. If I look at nature, I look at a porcupine. I don't think it's good or bad. I think that's a porcupine. Be careful, right? When I get a shark. I think be careful or whatever. I don't know what animals are I'm supposed to be careful about, but right. If I see a flower, okay. So it's just nature wanting to show up. Hmm. Yeah. Go back to the energy, and then you can use those words or any other words. You can use the words fuck off. And then when you look up, I'm going to say things to you, and you try expressing that energy and even that phrase. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when she meets the world. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, you ready? Here comes some words. Stay this part of you. Mm-hmm. Katie, I think you're being a little bit too pushy.
fuck you.
Wow. Wow. Whoa! Hide for a moment. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, if you're with a real person that was really obnoxious, you might just stand there. A person that you liked, you might say, "Oops, is that too much?" And then if they were nasty, you might kind of do it again. Like, wait, I gave you one. Don't make me give you another. That was incredible. That was incredible. Usually, I have people say things like, "I go back and forth a lot more," but that stopped me energetically. I felt my body felt like I could have forced myself to say more, but my body couldn't. What are you thinking? You have some words, yeah.
I just I feel so much more space.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You made space. One part of you feels somewhat unsafe, but she has this next to her or around her. Well, yeah, I'm unsafe, but I can also protect myself. That's a good way to enter the world, I think. It's not only a safe world, but I can protect myself. Not from everything. In some places, I'm going to go, I think I'm not going to go into that place. That's unsafe. But some places I will enter, or some places I'll try it out and engage a little bit. Mm-hmm. This part of you coming forward. I gotta say, so many people, especially I'm going to call younger women. I'm 68. I'm not sure what younger is. Is it okay to say
I'm 35,
how
so
old?
but 35.
35, yeah. I don't. So anyway, I say younger. Like, what's younger? I don't know. 65 is younger than me. I don't know. But especially, I don't know if I should even call it younger women, but women who haven't been supported sufficiently by family, culture, and systems to be powerful. Doesn't mean there's not power living in you or in women. It's just that it is, I call it shamed, suppressed, not free, unallowed, told it's bad, get over it, you're a B, you're a pushy. No, I'm not using words because I don't like, you're a bitch. I don't like saying that because out of a man's mouth, I think it doesn't sound so good. Women can say it easier because anyway, women has freedoms to say it in my mind, but not men. But the world says it's obnoxious, it's pushy. Those are words you use, etc. It's aggressive. It's different things. So you should be nice, you should be friendly, you should be open, you should serve, you should listen. And all those kind of genderized, gender cultural norms shame those energies so that women have a lot of power living in them, but aren't free to use it. They have to unshame that to get to know it. Mm-hmm. And then they say I'm unsafe in the world. And then if I'm a white knight guy, I come on my horse, I will protect you, Katie. And that's lovely for a moment. I'm glad I have a protector in me. The problem with that is you don't only need protection. Sometimes you do, and then I and your sisters and brothers and everybody should help. But you also have powers to protect yourself. You might also be able to protect me sometimes. I might need it. I do at times, right? So otherwise the patriarchal structure, poor you, dear maiden, I can save you from the baddies, and then you're like, yes, yes, please save me. That's lovely for a moment. That could happen. I don't think there's something wrong with you saying, can you help me? I'm unsafe, David. But I do think there's something wrong with thinking, and you have no capacity to protect yourself ever in any place, and it's always me, the male person, that should do that. And I got to tell you, I need protection all the time from different people, regardless of their gender. Sometimes I have to tell my wife, I'm really scared. Can you write an email to someone? I could get tough, but isn't it lovely to get to be vulnerable at times? So now the patriarchal structure that locks us into roles, men should be this way from Mars, women should be from Venus, and all this stuff that people go on, it softens and loosens a little bit. So you feel your powers, I feel my vulnerability. That's a better flow to a relationship. Yeah, practicing being that way. Before you go out into the world, when you feel unsafe, take a moment, feel your unsafety, let your body show you the energy, play a little bit, say, fuck off, fuck you a couple of times out loud. Play a little bit. Fuck you. You can say it to the mirror, you can say it to the sky, whatever you're going to say it to a picture of someone you don't like online, whatever. And then say, okay, now I'm feeling more ready. And then let your shoulders rise even a little bit. Let your mouth be a little, okay, I'm coming out. Because if you try to come out, I'm scared, I'm going to come out, it's not going to be best for you. Then you'll feel unsafe. And then you're not protected. And I'd rather you kind of say, I'm here, David, but I'm going to protect myself. And then minutes later, you can say, actually, I feel pretty safe. I'm going to lower my guard. But you get to decide to lower your guard at your will and your instinct. Or 5 minutes later, you can say, actually, something you're saying is making me feel a little bit tougher again. I call that a good relationship. You're doing something with your hands. What were you doing just then?
It was like a little slap.
Like that. What is that? I don't know that.
I guess it's kind of like a playful way of saying stop it. You're pushing.
I see.
Like,
right. That was okay what you just did. Now you're pushing it a little bit, right? We're playing a little bit. I like teasing and that. Now it's gone. My wife Lisa, sometimes I tease her, and I grew up with that. And then sometimes it's kind of funny, and then sometimes she doesn't do this, but she says, "Starting to feel like a little bit much, David. Maybe you want to say something. You're kind of giving me a jab a little bit, you know." And she's usually right. So that means it doesn't only feel good. I was playing, but now it seems like you're poking me because you don't like something. She's like, now stop the teasing, and if you have something to say, you should say it directly. So she has that capacity, right, to flip out of the I'm enjoying, but no, that's enough now. This is not only feeling lovely to me. Yeah. What else would be helpful to you in the next few minutes? Then we can see if anybody has questions. Yeah.
I was trying to think. Yeah, I feel like what I really wanted was like just to feel safer in general, and we got there, but through a completely different avenue that than I thought, and it was really helpful.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I think one thing I noticed is that when we were talking about I don't want to be perceived as like obnoxious or pushy, or it suddenly occurred to me while you were talking that these were all things that were told to me when I was a teenager, that I was too much, that I was too mouthy, too outspoken.
Yeah. That part of you got, I call that shamed, meaning told that it was not an okay way to be as a person, as a female person, right? These are not good qualities. Please put them away. Please suppress them, stick them somewhere, make them go away. And what happens when people do that? They don't go away. They live somewhere. They don't like, okay, I think I won't be angry anymore. Okay, hi everybody, I'm not angry anymore. Now, if we resolve an issue, maybe I'm not angry anymore. But if we don't, then that energy, I talked about anger, you're talking about this pushy, mouthy energy, right? It's being called that, it's being judged. Somebody could say, put your power away. But so in that case, that gets suppressed down. And where does it go? It goes into the psyche, meaning in dreams, little elbows, moods, grumpinesses, energies that look like that when the mouthiness is suppressed, it gets grumpy, maybe a little depressed because it's being pressed down. I have a lot of energy and I'm getting tired because I'm not allowed to be a certain way. And it lives in the body. It lives in the body. That's why we can find it in your jaw. We can find it in your shoulders, right? We found it in your neck. And then we can also, so you have neck stuff. So you could say that neck needs to relax. You need a massage. And I would say, but before we relax it, let's use it. Makes sense? The conventional idea, oh, let me, I'm not a massage person. Let's say I'm a massage person. Oh, my shoulders are really sore. Oh, that feels really good. Oh, thank you very much. I feel so much looser. That's good, but you're going to get tense again. Why? Because these shoulders want to be used to protect you. Let them do their job, then you'll feel relaxed after they do their job. Otherwise, we're constantly giving the body the same message we gave you. Don't be mouthy. Don't be shoulders up. Same kind of thing. Yeah.
None of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. If you feel tense, then the first thing to do is to lift them and then relax them. So you're giving the body the message. We're not only wanting you to go away. Go ahead and express yourself. Then relax. But first this, so the body doesn't think we're trying to get rid of it. Does that make sense? Otherwise, we're saying mouthy, pushy, obnoxious shoulders. Because the shoulders are a somatic expression of the same energy. So do you go to massage people?
I have done in the past, and I usually find that it doesn't help.
Yeah.
If anything, it probably makes it worse.
Yeah. If you go to a massage person, say, can you please put your hands against my shoulders and push and let me resist? And push and then relax it. So that the shoulders are given the message, this feels good and this feels good. Some people, I've done that with people, you push against them, they kind of go, yeah, like, look what I'm doing. Yeah, yeah, right there. But you see the person's not kind of going right there. They're kind of going, So they're saying their body, their face, and the sound, and the shoulders all saying, I need this, I want to do this. Mm-hmm. It's so important to me because it's so quickly pathologized. Let's get rid of that. No, we want that woman, that teenage part of you, we want her back online so she can take care of you. Yeah, so you can take care of you. Incredible.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Maybe you can hang out for a minute. Maybe there's people who have if there's anybody who has a question, I'm going to look at if you have a question, just write it on there's the question. I don't see questions. No question. If anybody has a question, you can write it on the screen. I'll take a look, and or you can put it in the question part. And I don't see anybody asking me a question yet. I teach. I'm pretty soon. I'm going to be doing a relationship seminar with my partner and wife, Lisa, and we're going to talk about power and things that get held back. But then the thing that I want to make sure I mention, two things to people. My new book, my fourth book, is published by North Atlantic Books. I just got an endorsement by Gabor Mate, praising my work, the work I'm doing that you're seeing. And that will be, you can pre-order it on Amazon. It's called The Unshaming Way. The Unshaming Way. People can pre-order it. It'll be available in November. And then I teach people how to do what I do. It's a 10-month program. It's the next cohort start next February. So I usually do a couple of cohorts a year. I take like 20 people. I don't make them really big so I can learn about people. And anyway, it's a really intensive process of these are the skills. This is how to do what you just saw me do, how to use the body, how to study, how not to go against people's energies and things like that. Okay, somebody is asking a question. What does that say? Would this help you go out into the world, do the things you were resisting, or does it just make you feel better where you are? I guess that would be a question to you. What's your thoughts about that?
I think probably both. Like, I do feel better. I do feel there's more space to generally exist. And then I suppose the more comfortable I get with it, and I can take that out into, my day to day.
That's right. I don't know what Katie's timeline is for going out and what going out means. Is it doing an Instagram live while she's doing that? Is it writing more? Is it going to places to meet people? I don't know what that coming out looks like, but I do know what the path is to coming out. The path is connecting to, integrating, we could say, owning, embodying this protective aspects of her so that she has something with her, holding her hand, standing alongside of her, however that looks, that lives with her, and connecting with that is the path she's going to end up taking, because that's the path that's hers. Her body says, this is my path. Otherwise, she would have shown something else. She could have shown something else. I've seen people kind of go like this and say, I feel invisible. And this is what it's like to be invisible and not care what anybody thinks. So people have different paths, but I'm learning about yours. Yeah. Roxy something says, Lemonheart, thank you both, so helpful. David, I love how you unshamed us. Oh, you're so welcome. Roizen, would you recommend taking this approach whenever an emotion comes up or have a dedicated practice? I would. Whenever you have an emotion that comes up, if it's emotion that disquiets you, discomforts you, right? You have dis-ease. I'm not at ease with this emotion. It's very important, especially important, before you do something to help it go away. Maybe I'll journal, I'll feel better. Maybe I'll take a supplement. Maybe I'll go for a run. Maybe I'll relax. Maybe I'll hit a pillow. All the things that people do. Before you do that, feel it in the body somatically. Where is that anger, that depression, that grief, that anxiety? Feel it somatically. Not, oh, that's anxiety. Feel it where it is, in the chest, in the belly, in the shoulders, in the eyes, just like Katie did. And then move it. Don't just leave it in there. Move. If it's shaking, shake. If it's this. If it's grief, oh, let me see my body's doing grief. Oh, Katie, it's so painful. What's happening? And then let words and voice come out, because I call that radical soma, because my voice has lungs and larynx and tongue and breath, and my body has movement, and my feelings. So all of those are soma. All of those are connected to the somatic experience, not just the feeling body. Most people think of somatic experience as the feeling body only, but the body itself is so great in expression. Do those things out loud. Don't do them only inside. I'll feel this, I'll close my eyes or write in a journal. If you move it and let your body express it, you'll embody it more. You'll be more connected to that. Yeah. Okay. Was there another question I'm seeing? Mazza Creatrix. Does this kind of work get less necessary over time? As in, do people tend to change the initial reaction of the body? Yes, as a person embodies an energy, it will live less held in the soma and more expressed. So let's say I have a lot of power. That's what we were talking about today in me. I can protect myself. I can say something really strong. I can open up and agree with people because I feel like I can take care of myself if it gets nasty. So I have some power inside. If I'm not in touch with that, I need to be nice. Then that energy lives in my body, and then it'll somatize. That means we'll find it by asking questions, or it can live in cramps and shoulder problems, in all kinds of difficulties, in headaches for some people, in gastric acid, acidicness. So it can live in the body in those ways. They look symptomatic. I want to get rid of my acid, right? I want to get rid of my headaches. So it lives in that. But as I feel free to express that, hey, like Katie was doing, wait a second, that's a bit much for me. And as Katie feels freer to do that, this energy is going to live less caged up in the somatic experience in the body, and she'll have less body issues, but then she'll have more relationship issues. She'll get into some conflicts, but she'll make some better relationships, right? So it moves out of the body into the world, and then it gets expressed. Yeah, good question. Thanks for that. I hope that helps. I think that was I think that's all. Is there any other? Thank you, Katie. Some people are saying, hey, oh, Caitlin, I'll have to tell you more. In the next weeks, you'll hear more about I'm doing, on October 9th, we're doing a free webinar called Relationship Detox, where we'll talk about connecting with the body. John, where would you find info on your training, David? Go to my link tree, and then you'll see in that bio thing on my page, and then you'll see all kinds of things that are going on. And then you can always write to me a DM if you don't know, but then there's shorter, less expensive master classes. Every so often I offer those free, but most of those are $40, $50, something like that. And then there's longer trainings that I do live regularly. So thanks for asking. Let's see if there's anything else that I missed. Yeah. Somebody says, thanks a lot, David and Katie. I can't express how thank you both so much. Oh, great. It was helpful. I'll definitely use what I learned. Okay, great. Well, thank you, everybody. Okay, you all take care. And Katie, thank you so much. Katie, if you have anything you want to write back to me or something comes up, you can always write me a little DM and say, here's a thought or something like that, or that was great, or here's something I missed, or something that's still thinking about, I have a question about, whatever you want to write. Yeah. You don't only have to
Thank
say
you
nice
so much.
things. You're so welcome. Thank you so much, because you and people who are doing this with me allow me to show, because talking about something, let me tell you about Unshaming method is great. That's why I write books. But showing it, what it looks like live with the momentary interactions, especially people I don't know well, because then it's free.